Hello, people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time it's around 1 a.m. here in Dhaka. As you can tell, not so good. Last 5 days, flat out, total sickness, totally missed out on the Eid holidays, also Bengali New Year. So I've been completely bedridden. So I didn't do any reviews. Cannot, like right now, I can speak a little bit, but on most part, I did not use any fragrances. Let me just update you on that. Because the situation, I think it's a severe viral fever that's going around in Bangladesh. Plus, I have a problem with cold and the throat. I'm very prone to catching throat infections. So, what basically happened was very bad coughing, fever, body ache, and all that. So, yep, the whole holiday was ruined. I washed my car and immediately fell sick. So today I can speak a little bit. I'm having a lot of tea, warm beverages, soup, medication made me left me very weak. So I missed out on about 4 or 5 days. So I can't really afford that. Thank you so much for all your prayers and wishes, all your good thoughts. Really means a lot. And especially I would say a special shout out to Chad, who kept messaging me and giving me advice like a big brother. You are the man. So I just want to do one video. I'm not sniffing any perfumes, not going to be spraying anything. Just felt like doing one episode. So because that YouTube, the numbers are falling. So yeah, just doing one regulation video. So today my episode is going to be about 10 spicy fragrances. People who love spices in the fragrances, you can try these. Okay. So I have one honorable mention. I think this is Discontinued. And these fragrances on most part are very masculine and would work really in a cool setup or like nighttime, because spices usually, like apart from couple of fragrances in the list, most of them are good for nighttime. So the fragrance that I'm mentioning is a Mancera perfume. It's one of my favorites. It's my bottle is almost finished. I have about 10-12 ml left, but this one has high amount of cloves, and I think there was pepper also, if not cardamom, but it's a heavy on a rosewood combination mostly and fruity. But this one's called Black to Black. The reason why this is in the honorable mention is that I told you already. I think it's hard to find. I cannot find this anywhere. Another thing is this fragrance is so intense. Like out of all these 10, next 10, this one is a different level of intensity. The day I sprayed it for the first time, it was winter. It was projecting like left and right like crazy. And this is hands down of my most favorite Manceras ever. So if you ever try it, you'll see. Like, just check out my review on Black to Black. It's very similar to Back to Black by Killian, but no connection to that. Okay. And I'm sorry, man, I can see myself like in the camera. I look very pale too. It's I took out a lot of me. Okay, so let's do 10. Number 10 is a fragrance that I think is a powerhouse and not get doesn't get mentioned that much in fragrance community. I'm gonna try to speak slow. Okay, so this perfume from this house is my second favorite. I do love the Jaipur. Okay, so you guys know I'm talking about Boucheron, but this one is a unsung hero. Oh my god, my face looks scary in there. It looks like it's floating. Put it in the fridge. Okay, so Boucheron Purom is the EDP version. I did review EDT from a small miniature, but the EDP is the one that I went for, the frosted side. Jaipur also has that EDP and EDT. So both versions are great. The EDT works better in summer. This one works better in cooler setup. So this one I would call not really a spicy fragrance all the way. It has citruses, like some other like fragrance like Versace L'Homme, or like similar type. There are many fragrances, or maybe you can say 1881 Ceruti, that similar vibe, similar type. On the dry down, it goes to oak moss, a little bit of woody, a little bit floral carnation, like this type. But the opening, it does give like a nice little spicy opening like Jaipur. So the spiciness is very masculine. It stays spicy about for 1 hour, then it goes to the mellow side, and I think it's one of the greatest fragrances ever made, that not much talked about. So there's also Boucheron makes jewelry, so they also made a ring like this, which you can find on Google. Boucheron Purom EDP number 10. Number 9 is a fragrance I'm bringing back after a long time. I think this fragrance, particular one, they have discontinued or released in a like under a new bottle or something. I don't know. This is called Lalique Equus. Okay, and I think I have EDP or EDT. I always forget. It's the EDT Eau de Toilette. So this one, at first when I got this, I got it out of hype. Okay, because I have Lalique Lion Purom, I have Lalique's White, Of course, Lalique, I have Ombre Noir, Lalique Encre Noir, those lines. So I did have fair share of some Lalique fragrance, and Lalique fragrances we do not get like all of them here. You know, people, the sellers, they know that this has only a few fragrances which are popular, so they bring those here. This one, particular sellers bring it, and such beautiful bottle. First of all, appreciate the bottle. Its artwork at the back, the carving, it's beautiful. I wish it came out in a bigger bottle. So this is a 50 or 75 mil, and it's 75 mil. So this one, when I got it at first, I found it to be a little bit spicy and sweet, and I was like, reminds me of something, but I could not remember what it was. So when I speak, man, that throat thing, man, it hurts. Let me just take a quick second. Yeah, sorry, I have to keep taking pauses. Okay, so when I got this, then I sprayed. I'm like, okay, it reminds me of something, but I could not remember what it was. After 1 month, one fine day, I realized, bam, this is a very dead ringer of a spice bomb. You know, so I'm not saying this is a clone of spice bomb only. It is a lot more. It has so much more offering than spice bomb does. Opening, you definitely feel, but it adds like aromatic notes. Like I feel there's like a sweetness and aromatic notes added to the spices, which is more playful than spice bomb. Spice bomb itself is a great fragrance with just tobacco and spices, but this one, if you get, you'll get like a very versatile scent, can be worn all year round. This has that beautiful spices I like. So Lalique Equus, I'll write down the names. Number 8, I'm going to show you a fragrance I got, I think last year, earlier this year, because this is getting harder to find, very expensive. This is well over $100 now. This is John Varvatos Oud, okay, or John Varvatos Oud. So this house, I wanted to collect so many more because their bottles are really gorgeous and their fragrances smell so good despite their performance issues. I have quite a few John Varvatos. I have to get artisan pure backup, but this one I had once and I sold it off. Long time back I reviewed this. I sold it off because that time, you know, it's like a rush time. I used to get blood rush to get more fragrance. I used to like, you know, I used to wear few perfumes. Then if I don't like it initial impression, I sold it off like reckless. That was a big mistake. Don't do that mistake. Keep a fragrance for a certain amount of time. And finally, if you not happy or satisfied, it's not giving you anything, then maybe let it go. But give it a certain time, okay? Because every fragrance deserves fair amount of time. So John Varvatos Oud is not the super spicy type of fragrance. I have another fragrance, same family, which is upcoming in top 5, but this one, it's mild spices, okay? It reminds me of Tom Ford Oud Wood, you know, some of this designer ouds. It's very high quality fragrance like Boss Bottle Oud, but it has this mild spices with the ambery woodiness, which makes it special, and I really like the bottle. It's just like a bonus. John Varvatos Oud, it's very wearable oud too, okay? Next one is 7. Number 7 is one of my favorite summer perfumes now, Acqua di Gio Parfum. You have seen me raving about this for certain time, and I did call this the best flanker until now. Yeah, different people have different opinions always vary, and people to each his own. I used to be the biggest fan of Essenza, and then Essenza got discontinued. If you can find a bottle, how are you gonna wear it, right? My bottle finished. I didn't bother getting like a $300 backup. No, but this one, it sort of takes the best elements from original, the Essenza, and the Profumo, which was that OG, the great. You can still find them, but very expensive. But this one, the performance truly is a powerhouse, okay? And the spices is just incredible. It gives you the freshness. Definitely, if you keep wearing them like side by side with Essenza, Profumo, you'll see how similar it smells to those brothers. But this one in the market is available without reformulation. Get backup bottles. This is the true uh, niche from this line. I could say that. Okay, Acqua di Gio Parfum. Number 6 is this fragrance. It's a more sweet than spicy, but I still wanted to show this. This is called Azzaro, the most wanted parfum. Okay, the most wanted was the black bottle. I like this bottle a little bit more. Okay, they have new releases now. I think a freshie came out. There's EDP after this, but from the whole line, Azzaro, Wanted by Night, this one, and Most Wanted. These 3 are my favorites. Some of the original one was good, something sweeter version of Invictus, but this one, it has like the warm spices. Okay, I do not know what spices I would say, but this one I don't want to smell. Okay, because it will trigger that. But this one, if you like sweet perfume, this is one of the best sweet fragrances, but it is balanced with that spices in the top, which makes this fragrance very likable. Okay, it's not just another sweet fragrance that people say, oh, Le Beau Le Parfum or Scandal Purom, those fragrances are great, but I think they sometimes miss out on certain, like they could be just a very monotonous or a single track sort of fragrance, like sweet sweet. But this is like a kind of mild spicy sweet with a woody base. I think there's a tonka. Great fragrance for night out. Okay, Azzaro Most Wanted Parfum. Sorry if I got the name wrong. But now let's move on to number five. Okay, number five is a fragrance I was going to sell it off. I could not, honestly speaking. Nobody took it because it's expensive. I decided to keep it and I tested a few more days. And this is called Bvlgari Man in Black Parfum. See, I'm not still used to the name. This fragrance is a lesser spicy version of original. Okay, and they have quite a few. The Black Orient, the All Blacks edition. They have that one tribal edition. I don't remember the something Lulu or something. I don't remember what was that edition. So they have quite a few spicy edition to this, and some of them are redundant. Some of them are really really good. Like Black Orient is the best. Very hard to find. I still have it. This one, it's more sweeter, a little bit more boozy because it reminds me of pure malt in a way, like pure malt. Imagine like the whiskey, sweet whiskey is there. So this one has sweetness, the booziness, but the spices are a little bit toned down to make it kind of like more sweeter wearing, and doesn't last as much as the Black Orient. Okay, the longevity is not the best, but when I wear this, I mean, other people seem to detect it and they say I smell nice. Our security guard and manager, they smell my fragrance during the last few weeks. Okay, so sometimes I heard like it's stuck in the lift or something. So getting a compliment is not bad, but this is actually ideal for cooler setup. So this one, the Bvlgari Man in Black, the in general, the tuberose, the pepper, the tobacco, and then the booze, leather, this is the most masculine fragrance out there. I said it many times, but the Parfum one is a bit more polished. Give it a try if you don't have the original. Have to wait for the prices to go down. So now I'm going number four. Number four is Versace Oud Noir. Versace Oud Noir. I'm sorry, man. The video is getting too long because I'm speaking very slow. Versace Oud Noir, absolute one of the best fragrances Versace ever released, alongside Versace Dreamer and Versace Man. Get these three fragrances, okay? If you really love this house, these are the fragrances to get. This is the one I was talking about when I was talking about John Varvatos Oud. This is higher class than the most oud offered by designers. Okay, I love this. I really wish Chanel or Dior, both of these houses, release something grand from the spicy, this kind of masculine oud type. This one reminds me a lot of Creed's Royal Oud. Okay, I love that as my signature scent, but this is not far off. Okay, amazing fragrance, not the best, a little bit more pricey now, but it's getting rare to find. Get it, Versace Oud Noir, must have. Next one is the one that I talked about, Spicebomb already, but this is Spicebomb Extreme. Recently I got, my bottle actually was running low. I don't think it will pick up. Yeah, I have not more than 10 ml left here, maybe 8 ml. And last winter I used it, then I'm like, I'm not gonna purchase this again. Reason being, I have a lot of fragrances already. I'm not saying this is a redundant purchase or anything. This is a good fragrance, but the price is going over 150 bucks. I'm like, nope, this is just like Prada L'Homme Intense, getting impossible to find. Prada Amber. Some of this fragrance, if you really love, you pay the money to get it. But if you have a huge collection, then you have many other options. Then maybe you feel like, okay, I perhaps don't need this because in future it's gonna be discontinued anyway, right? But I decided to get this because recently there was a sale going on. I got it under 100 bucks, so I got it. So this is a good hookah tobacco spicy kind of fragrance with that vanilla. So this is like Spicebomb meets Parfum de Marly, that kind of a vibe. Very long lasting, very masculine. It's very creamy. This is a man's man fragrance. Okay, I really like this. I think at night out time, this is gonna be good. Spicebomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf. Two left. Number two is one of a kind fragrance, champ of all time, La Nuit de L'Homme. Yeah, it's relatively newer fragrance in this list. Like it's not relatively new, it's older fragrance in the list, but it still works. The charm of the cardamom, just that cardamom and bergamot and the chocolatey with that spicy woody, this just works every time. When I smell it, I fall in love with it immediately. It never get bored of it. It's not like Dior Sauvage, you get tired of it. La Nuit de L'Homme is like a champ for good reasons for many lovers out there. Okay, so La Nuit de L'Homme is the man's man once again, but the ladies' man basically. Women love this perfume, hands down. Okay, so La Nuit de L'Homme is a classic. Okay, so number one, let me finish with this one. Number one is the fragrance I got. One final pause. Yeah, I need to clear out the throat. Yeah, so the fragrance I was talking about is this one from House of Armani, Stronger With You Tobacco. I got this like a couple of months back before the Eid, and I really was looking forward to this. It took me 1 month, long wait to get this. It was a pre-order, and I told you first up my initial impression. I'm going to do a full review after I get better, hopefully. I said this is the spicy opening, which I really like, and the tobacco is the last player that I got from this. Like I was searching for the tobacco. It's not really tobacco dominant, but this is a very very masculine perfume. This one, I would tell you, it is in my top three. Like I do love Stronger With You Leather. This one Oud. Like these are my top three from this line, and the Middle Eastern exclusive. I do want to try the Amber, but I heard it's not that great. But the spices in this, it reminds me of Mysterious Night by Dolce& Gabbana, the one. There's Luminous Night. They really provide that gala sort of feel, that a special warm Arabic evening, something rich people wear. This one reminds me of that. It's one of the most expensive smelling perfume I have right now, and it is expensive. So it is not quite a niche fragrance, but if you happen to be, liking those Luminous Night or Dolce& Gabbana exclusive Royal Nights, you will really appreciate it. But wait for the prices to go down. Okay, that has great performance. One of the best performer in that list. So those are the 10. I really would apologize, you guys. I know you guys will say don't apologize. It's okay, but fragrances are my love. But I have to survive, so I avoided talking to people over on phone as well. I just completely slept it off. So many medications, man. I just avoided the antibiotics because it's bad for my kidneys. So I'm going to continue resting and hopefully just try to get better so I can do work. But I will reduce the workload on me and take care of my health first. So guys, thank you for all your wishes. And once again, I'm celebrating the 100,000. The process of getting the silver play button is a little bit complicated. I applied for it. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I can get it. Keep me in your prayers. So that would be all our achievements. Okay. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.